Welcome back to my channel. I hope y'all are doing good, and I hope everyone had a beautiful Easter. We did. We traveled to see family and spent time with family over Easter, and it was nice just getting together with everybody and sitting down and chatting and just having a beautiful Easter weekend. Dan and I are getting ready to head back out of town. That is part of today's content, just letting y'all know and reminding y'all that while I try to be consistent about the timing of my uploads, which is every Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm not necessarily consistent about getting a video out every week. So sometimes I can be, uploading a video 6 weeks straight and then just stop. And that's probably because we're either traveling or I just have other things going on and I just don't have that time to make content. And if you're new to my channel, I have expressed many times here, in case you missed it, that not everything I do revolves around YouTube. Rather, YouTube is just a little piece of, my hobbies and what I do. But I'm not someone that's like, oh my goodness, I gotta get a video out this week. No, I upload when I can. So hopefully y'all understand. Today we are going to be talking about a project that I have completed. It has taken me almost a full year. You have heard me talk about it off and on if you watch all my videos. If not, you might have missed it. I'm currently working on 4th of July projects, and I'm working on what is called a quilting project. And I hope to share that, at a later date with y'all in another video before the 4th of July. But last year I shared all my 4th of July projects that I did for last year. I'm hoping to find the time to share with y'all what I did for this year. If you don't follow me or you're new here, then 4th of July is my second favorite holiday. Easter is my first, and then 4th of July. But I have been working on a Bucilla project, and I actually talked about it last 4th of July because I had talked about how I wanted to get the project done, but I wasn't going to have time. Guys, I finally got it done after almost a year. And with Bucilla, it is embroidery, and embroidery is all done by hand. And this was done with embroidery thread and a needle, and that's it. And of course the directions and all the little accessories that you need to include with the details of the embroidery project. And I feel like with crocheting, embroidering, cross-stitching, anything that has to do with intricate details and working on that, you kind of work on it, take a break, work on it, take a break. I don't know if you do that. If you're a crafter and you do that, I know I do it. And I come back to something, but then I got to work on something else and then come back. But anyway, that's enough of me chattering. This was one of those projects. And I have another one that I'll show you. And I know it's going to probably take me a long time. I probably won't even get it done by Christmas. But anyway, Bucilla. Bucilla is a felt company that sells felt kits, and their main focus is stockings for Christmas, but they have other things on their websites. So this is an old pattern. Currently what they have available isn't necessarily something they're going to have available later on down the line. They'll come out with a fall line, a spring line, a summer line of projects. And we'll talk a little bit more about that because I had to hunt down this one Christmas stocking. But anyway, it's by Bucilla. I made the wall hanging butterfly garden tapestry, and it's right here. This is what it looks like. This is what the kit looks like when it comes to you in the mail. And it has everything in it, including the directions. It has all the needles and the embroidery thread you would need, and all the little sequins and beads. Bucilla can be overwhelming to the first time individual crafter. I know when I first did it, I was very overwhelmed, and I kind of watched some videos on it, and everyone kind of gave the same advice, and that advice was start with a smaller project before you take on bigger projects. But once you start learning the Bucilla terminology, you have a better understanding of what they're telling you to do. And when you take on the bigger projects, they make sense. But this is the directions to this project. And if you notice, they give you little checks so you can check off each box. And they just tell you the supplies and what kind of appliques you're gonna do, sequins, beads. It just goes through everything, and it also just tells you too what type of stitches you're going to be using. So for this one, I used an applique stitch, an outline stitch, and a straight stitch. And then of course this is like your key map codes. It may seem overwhelming, but it's not. So when I first started Bucilla, well, let me just show you this first. This is what I made. That took me almost a year. It was an accomplishment for me, okay? Right here. I made this butterfly garden tapestry. Now guys, you can actually get a kit with just the beautiful butterflies. You can also get a kit with a butterfly wreath. You can make a butterfly wreath. But guys, this was all done by hand, and it took me some time. I'll try to bring it closer so y'all can see. But there's my beautiful butterflies. And like I said, Bucilla supplies everything. You don't have to get the beads or the sequins or anything like that. But there we go. I hope that's coming out on the camera. But guys, everything you see in this, I did by hand. And then here's the back. So there's the back. Gives you directions on how, you know, to do your backing. And then the hook I just had, so I just hooked it up like this. But again, it came with this felt. But yeah, there's my Bucilla butterfly garden. That took me almost a year to do. When I first started doing Bucilla, like I said, they said start off small, and they recommended you did their ornaments. So last year, I don't think I showed y'all these. Last year, I got these ornaments, or no, the year before. Yeah, Christmas 2023. So yeah, that would have been the year before last. But I made these cute little ornaments. These are Bucilla. Now the little hook is ribbon. They gave you string to put on it. I didn't care for the string. I wanted something a little more sturdier, so I just put some white ribbon. But right here, there's that. And again, guys, it's all done by hand. And I got to learn the stitching. I don't know if y'all can see all the different stitching that I did on these. But working on smaller projects gave me an opportunity to learn how to do embroidery. This one I love. I love the stitching on the ivy leaves there. So I did that project. I did this one. So I started off small. And then once I built up my confidence, I went on ahead and attempted that butterfly garden. And there were times that I thought, I'm never going to finish this project, but I eventually did. The next one I'm going to be working on is this one right here. This one I had to hunt down. I found it on Amazon because it's not actually on their website anymore. But I love it because 4th of July is my second favorite holiday, like I said. And this reminded me of a 4th of July Santa Claus. It's an it says, I love America. And I'm very patriotic, so I just loved it. I'm not going to have it done by the 4th of July because this is something I would definitely stick out for the 4th of July. And I don't know if I'm going to get it done by Christmas. But here's the thing. I ordered this the same time I ordered that butterfly garden, and I did not open this. I just automatically assumed everything was included, so I never opened it. And recently I did open it because I want to slowly start working on this after I get done with my current 4th of July projects. And when I opened it, the only thing that was in here was the felt itself. I opened it and I assumed that the thread and the needles and the sequins and all of that was maybe stuffed in between all this felt. Nope. So I couldn't return it to Amazon because it was past the return window, but I was able to order another one. And the first thing I checked, all the thread is in there and the sequins are in there. They come like in a pack. They come like this. I'll show y'all. This is what I was missing. I don't even see all the sequins and everything in there. As far as the thread goes, I necessarily don't use the thread that comes with the Bucilla kits because sometimes these are sitting in warehouses and the thread can really dry out, which makes for easy tearing, knotting, and the embroidery thread just doesn't quite live up to its the quality. So what I do is I just read the numbers of the color and then I go to the store and get embroidery thread, and then I have some if I need some for backup. But I ended up having to get another kit, which means I can make 2 stockings. I would just need to buy more sequins and more thread. But like I said, I already buy thread. But in case you're like, what does Bucilla look like? It comes like this here. All your pieces come on felt like this. And all you do is follow the directions for what you need to be doing with each piece and then assembling it all together. Once you get the hang of it, it is easy, or I think it is. What's time consuming is your time because it's all being done by hand. And now I fully understand why people charge what they charge for Bucilla stockings. It's because of the time that's put into it and the fact that you have to pay so much attention to detail. And I love projects like that. I love projects where you have to pay attention to detail and you have to intricately get in there. Yeah. That's why I love making mouse ears that have like a lot of little sparkles on it, because I gotta really get in there and do things by hand. But yeah, I am currently working on 4th of July quilting project, and there's some woodwork I'm doing too for the 4th. And like I said, Dan and I are gonna be doing some traveling, and this, you know, coming up, plus this summer, so I'm gonna kind of be hit and miss on here. I do have some vintage stuff coming up for y'all, so stay tuned for that. I still do vintage shopping and antique shopping and thrifting for things, but just, you know, getting ready to enjoy summer as we're slowly moving out of spring. The weather here's a little crazy. It kind of, you know, like Easter weekend was so beautiful. I got to wear a sundress and I didn't have to wear a jacket or a sweater with it. But like right now, I'm in a cardigan because it's 60 outside. So, you know, go figure. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for y'all today. I hope everybody is doing well, and spring has been kicking off well for y'all. I know some of y'all who have children that are still in school, you're getting ready for the end of the year, so that's got to be exciting. I know some of you are planning Walt Disney trips, interstate at the Polynesian. I'm excited for y'all. So, but yeah. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video today and just hanging out with me. So until next time, y'all have a magical day and a magical week. And I will see y'all later. Bye, guys. Y'all take care.